Okay. Good morning. This is your board report for August 2015. The usual board meeting was held off-site due to space limitations here at the ESD with all the stuff going on to get ready for the start to school. We held our meeting at the Tumwater School District. So thanks John Bash and team at Tumwater for being such gracious hosts. After the start to the board meeting, the board recognized Abby Bauer and Ryan Guzman for their exemplary work in support of full-day kindergarten and an extremely successful statewide conference called Starting Strong. Later in the agenda, the board passed resolutions recognizing 12 staff who retired during the 2014-15 fiscal year. The board then heard from John Bash, new superintendent at Tumwater, and Chris Woods, the new executive director of student learning. They shared their perspectives on the district, their plans for the year ahead, and some ideas for continued ESD partnerships between us and their district. Following their report, Sandy Nelson and Jennifer Helseth provided the Head Start ECAP report to the board. Jennifer provided an update to the board regarding their questions they had the previous month in regard to health exam completion rates. Jennifer shared that with the passage of the Affordable Care Act, more families are competing for the same number of available appointments. The ironic outcome is fewer children are available to Head Start, or when they come to Head Start, have completed their well-child exams. Cal gave the monthly finance report. Among many things, Cal shared that the ESD must begin identifying our share of the underfunded pension liability that we carry. Under Governmental Accounting Standards Board, or GASB guidelines, our annual financial statement must include recognition of this financial liability. Two outcomes will be experienced as a result of this new requirement. First, our year-end fiscal report will be held about 2 months later than last year, and we will need to report nearly $7.5 million against our fund balance being encumbered due to that liability. Our legislative update this month was provided by AESD Legislative Liaison, Marcia Fromhold. Marcia provided her insights into the past legislative year and also new information regarding the state Supreme Court injunction against the legislature. Undoubtedly, you've heard that not only did the court hold the legislature in contempt, they have instituted a fine of $100,000 per day until legislative action addresses the court's requirement to fully fund education. At this time, a special session has not been called, and leaders of the House and Senate are either A, responding that the court has overstepped its authority, or B, there's no plan for how to increase the funding to schools. So there's no reason to hold a special session until a plan is developed. Much more to follow in the coming months on this topic, I'm sure. There were also 6 new contracts presented to the board that exceeded their $50,000 threshold for board review. All were consistent with prior year activities, and the board has asked that we report regularly on how we use what they call our excess budget capacity, which was authorized in the budgeting process this past July. We use that amount to accommodate contracts that were not anticipated as the budget was developed, and we share those contracts with the board each month. In terms of board action, the board acted on resolutions to recognize 12 retirees and to establish a new agency trust fund. This new fund will allow us to collect private donations for the purpose of supporting youth served by our Student Support Division. As a qualified nonprofit, these monies are tax deductible, and the fund will be used to help youth with needs that otherwise could not be paid for from our regular budget. The board also appointed new members to our regional committee. The regional committee serves when school district boundary changes are requested, which could be a request from districts or by parents. Should district boards be unable to resolve boundary change disputes, our committee brings the process to resolution. The new committee members will be trained in their roles in September in preparation for possible hearings later this year. The board also approved amendments to our salary schedule, the offer of a contract to the principal for Gravity, Gerald Grubbs, and the ratification of a 3-year contract agreement between the ESD and the Federation of Head Start employees. Finally, the board approved changes in Head Start policy, which aligns the staff conduct policies of Head Start with the ESD policy changes of the prior months. I gave a brief update to the board regarding our 2-day executive team retreat, where we worked on framing the year ahead, on the development of a common goal among the team, and preparations for use of a common planning tool for new ESD ventures. The retreat outcomes will guide the monthly meetings of the agency's leadership teams and will inform much of our work plans within our strategic plan. We have 3 board positions up for election this fall. The candidates can file between September 1st to the 16th, and local school board members will vote no later than October 16th. Prior to adjourning the meeting, the board discussed plans to attend the National Conference of ESDs held in New Orleans this December and future conference events which will be happening across the state of Washington. I hope you make it a great month ahead. We're looking forward to further work with you and other members of our leadership team, and I look forward to providing you with our September board report. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to email, call, or stop in. Happy to meet with you and address any concerns, issues, or ideas you have that might help us better serve you and serve our region. Make it a great month.